Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals. And so here we go with some more of the Ruth journal. So today I was going to work on the edges, and there's a couple ideas that I have. I've got this scrap of fabric, and I'm going to take it and pleat it and sew it on one of the edges. So I think that's a cute thing to do. So you just kind of fold it up and sew it on the sewing machine as you go. I mean, that's kind of how I do it. I'll go over to the machine and put that on one of the pages. And then I have these little circles that are 1 inch, I think 1 inch circles. Let's see. These are 1 inch from my punches. Yeah, this is 1 inch. These are 1 inch circles. So there's Ruth, Boaz, and Naomi. And so I'm going to take 3 of my punch circles that I've just punched out of different paper. What I do is I punch 1 inch circles and keep them on hand, and when I have a second I glue 2 or 3 together so that when you make those circle closures you've got them ready. But I want just a single layer. That's what I'm looking for. So there's 3, but I don't like that one. So I'm gonna look at my pink scraps here. Here's one that's just a solid pink, which I guess is fine. Do that one. See what else I have. See if I have something prettier than those 3. It'll look better with what I'm doing anyway. I don't know about you guys, but when I start looking at my scraps, I get like picky about, like, oh, I don't know about that. That's a big piece. I might be able to use that for something else. It's like I take way too much time picking out my scrap. Okay, so there it looks like a piece from the actual. Okay, and you could do all circles on every page and just have a whole bunch of round tabs. That looks cute when you do that. But I think I'm going to change it up for this one. So I'm going to use, let's see, I'm looking for a distress ink. I'll use the Worn Lipstick. It's kind of pinkish. And I'm just going to touch up the edges of these. I'm not going to do those. They've got the orange circle on them, but these, especially this one with this big white area, I think it'll look prettier if I do the edge of the circle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for where these people show up first. So the first one was Naomi. So I'm going to put, and actually Ruth's name's on here too, but Naomi, I'm going to let her be the star of the show first. So I'm going to use this as a tab and then pick up one of these as the back and glue these on the side. So let's see. Okay, and I'm going to smear that glue around. So I'm going to put that where I want it, then flip it over and put the back on it. Line that up. Like that. Ruth shows up really on the first 3 pages. That's where she is. So I'm going to put her on this page. So I'm going to move it up so it's not in the exact same location. And then you have to watch out for that pocket. So let me see. Maybe there. Okay. So something like that. And that'll just sit on top of that pocket. It won't hurt it or keep it from working. So put it like that. Okay, so here's where she's telling him about Boaz. So we must have already put part of the story where. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. So Boaz is in the same one here. So I'm going to still put Boaz over here because he's mentioned here. And so I think that's still fair. So then I have to figure out where I want him to go. So I'm going to put him up just a little bit higher. but down so it doesn't overlap that bubble, speech bubble. And then glue it on the other side. Okay, so those are my 3 that are like that. So now, let's see. I've got several of them that I could actually put a different kind of edge on. So what I thought I would also do is get a piece of scrap lace. I just got this at a flea market. So I think, which one of these? Ooh, that's cute. They're all cute. These 2 smaller ones I think would be cute on a page. But I want it to be a pink one, and that's pretty pink. I could stitch that on that page. This pin's probably been in this lace since 1954. Oh, wow. Well, this is why I tell you to keep a pair of pliers handy, because sometimes when you least expect it, you have to use them for things like that. Okay. So, oh, that's a little piece. Okay. Where did that page go? Okay, so along this page. Ooh, that'll be cute. Okay. So, just gonna cut it off there. And leave it there, so when I go over there I'll remember where to put it. Put that in my scrap ribbon thing now, because there just wasn't much of it. That's so cute. There's another 1954 pin. Oh gosh. Okay. So let me find another page with pink, real pink. I mean, that's pretty pink, actually. Does that look all right on there? Oh, those are little hearts. Well, let's see what else I have. Looks pretty cute with this water lily, because it kind of looks, the hearts kind of look like these petals. So I'm going to put it on that page. Okay, so here. And while I've got this little sewing kit out, I've got this cute little trim here that I might have to glue on somewhere, so I'm going to cut a little piece of that. I've got little scrap ribbons here, and so what I was going to do is punch a hole just for variety. And so I think I'll punch, I've got a small and a large, just regular paper punch. And so I'm going to find, maybe this is a good place because it's got that trim on the side. So I'm just going to punch a hole. I hope this is the right size to use. If not, I guess I can punch over it. And then I'm just going to cut a piece of this and run it through the hole and use that like a, kind of like we do on our tags when we put a ribbon in the top of it. Like that. It might be too long. I can always trim it off later. So let's see if I have any other big enough pieces to, here's some pink. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece of this netting that I used on the ribbon sliders, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to punch another hole if I can find a place. This looks like a good place. I'm going to do it up here at the top, I think. I'm going to leave these long, trim them later. Okay, I've got that lace, and let's see, what else can I do? This one could use something. So let's see. That's probably long enough to be one. And that goes really well with that, I think. All right, I'm going to try that, see if I can get that to be long enough tag. Yeah. Okay. And that one can use some kind of trim. These roses that are pretty sweet. I could just sew on the edge. I think I'll just sew 3 of those on there and let that be the tab. That one has that, that one has that. So here's one that needs something. Okay, so here's a piece of peach colored lace that would work on a page. So I'm going to cut that. Put that on that page. And boy, that looks good on that one too. I think I'll put that one on this one. And then since that has green, I've got this green velvet that I'm kind of wanting to use. So I think I will. It's kind of a weird shape. Let me cut a chunk of that. And let that be the tab for that one. Lace there. Let me see if I've got something that'll go right there that's in that kind of pink color. I don't know. I got these, yeah, that'll work. Okay. I got these little samples of velvet at a flea market, and somebody had cut them into squares, and they had a whole stack of them for like $7. And I got 3 of them. And so I've got a pretty good assortment of velvet. Some is nicer than others. This is some kind of weird synthetic. It did not tear straight. So I'm just going to cut that off. Put that little piece in my scraps so I can make a snippet roll out of it. And then I'll let that be the tab there. That's got lace. And then this one needs something. Let's see. I don't really want to use two in a row, so let me think, what else do I have? So about once every 6 months, I get another reminder of why it's a bad idea to set your drink on your table that you work on. So I just spilled a gigantic glass of tea on my table. So I got to hurriedly take everything off and get rid of everything and redo everything. So I have a clean sheet of brown paper on my table, and things are arranged slightly differently. So anyway, I'm going to go to the sewing machine and put these trims on, and then I'll come back and show you how they look. Okay, I'm going to try and shoot this before my battery goes out. I just want to show you. I went over and sewed I used a big clip like this, and I just took each page and clipped everything else back like this, and then used a zigzag stitch to attach my borders. So let's see, that one was already there. I zigzag stitched this little piece on here, and I zigzagged that. That needs to be kind of either ironed or just mashed down. And I pleated this piece of velvet for that tab, and then I put this lace on it, and I used that little bitty trim that I had on top of it because it was kind of a rough edge. So I zigzagged that on, and then I pleated this piece of velvet, and then I stitched this on, and I used this trim. I used my velvet, just folded it over, and then I just went over the top of it with this trim. And then last page, I just took a piece of that same fabric I used earlier and pleated it and zigzag stitched it on the edge. So there is the fabric edge that I was hoping to get. So I'm going to stop with this video and pick up in the next one, and we can start to put things in and see where we need more pockets and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed that. I've still got tea. Oh my goodness. Hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.